My name is Tom and I'm from England. I live near London. And these cars are two of my collection, and they're AC Cobras. They're the 289 Mark II with a 4.7 litre engine. They have a V8 configuration, and I've owned this car since 1978, and this car for rather less time because my wife wanted one to come on rallies with me. And we've done a lot of rallies. We've done usually Patrick Peters rallies like this one is. We do rally either the Tour Auto in France or the Tour España, which is not running this year, or we do a thing in Italy called the 100 Ore, 100 hours. And sometimes we go in different cars. If we do the Mille Miglia, we take an older car usually because older cars go at the front, and you get the hot water in the hotels and the food. Well, these cars were built in, both cars built in 1964. Chassis number on this one is 6019, and this is 6035, and I also have 6025. They only made about 25 of the right-hand drive 289 Mark II, so it's quite a rare car. The saddest thing is that they've now become very valuable, and so one doesn't want to use them too competitively. So I don't do the competition section. We do regularity, which we hope won't involve any accidents, although sometimes it does. And this car, as I say, I've used probably on about 3 dozen rallies over the period. When I bought the car, it was in a different state. It had been used for speed records because when the car was new in 1964, in standard form it did a 60 miles an hour in about 5.5 seconds, and it had been tuned to do 4.2 seconds, which was very quick. It's still almost as quick as the modern day Ferraris 40 years later, which is amazing. But they don't have a very high top speed. At about 130, they're not aerodynamic enough. But they're a good car to take on this rally because they're quite fast, they're very nice to handle, they look very good, and they're reasonably reliable. Touch wood. Well, we don't do very much restoration. One of the things about them is they don't need much work. The car was painted this color a few years ago, about 15 years ago. We did have an accident in Spain doing about 15 miles an hour, very wet road, and we just slowly slid off and hit a rock, and it was very expensive to repair. So I'm going to try to avoid that this time. Best thing about owning a Cobra, as I say, it looks very good, it's quite fast, and it's a very, very nice car to drive if it's open. But you need sun, and it looks a little bit wet here today. But usually we have some days in sun and some of rain. We have no hood, you see.